Hello children, I welcome you all for this year 2020-2021. I am your R. Lata teacher. I am taking social science this year. Last year in social science you have studied three important subjects. Under that history, civics and geography. This year you have to study six important subjects. One is history, political science, sociology, and another three subjects are geography, business studies, and economics. So, because of all these six subjects, they were also called social science. So, today let us start discussing about the history. First lesson, sources. History, chapter 1. The name of the lesson is sources. So in this chapter, we have to discuss 5 important points. So they are as follows. Sources required to the study of history. Second one, types of sources of history. Third, importance of the archaeological sources. Fourth, importance of the inscription. 5. Importance of oral sources in history. History is a systematic study of the past. History is written on the basis of sources. So, historian says that there is no source means no history. Therefore, sources play a very important role. Historians collect the sources and subject them to the critical examination, and they will do their own analysis and they will write the history. So, for writing history, sources plays a very important role. Whenever the direct sources are not available for them, in that period, they will make their own assumptions based on the available sources. Therefore, often an event is analyzed from the different perspectives by the different historians. So, they will make their own analysis and they will give the informations about the sources. Therefore, with the help of these sources, we will know the meaning of history. Let us discuss the meaning of sources. What is a source? As you already know that human beings are created many facilities in order to live their life since the ancient times. If the things used by the human beings in the past has remained, then they are called as the sources. So, whatever the important past important informations which are remained, on the basis of that, they are writing their own analysis, that is also called as sources by historians. For example, whatever the agricultural tools which are left by the earlier people, whether they belong to Paleolithic, Neolithic, or the important Old Stone Age, New Stone Age, modern period, they will give informations. And number of forts, whatever we see in our places, in India, in Karnataka, in other parts of the world, so they will analyze about the period. And the coins which are issued by the rulers and the kings, that also gives the informations. Inscriptions also, arms and weapons, tools and other important religious buildings, whatever we see, that also considered as important examples to write history. Therefore, these are all the important examples which helps the historians to write history. Similarly, whatever the written documents are there and literary works are there, that is also considered as the main source of history. And sometimes the material which are needed for writing history, they are also called as primary sources. So, whatever materials they have used and those writing informations also which are called as primary sources. And these sources can be divided into two types. One is literary sources, another is archaeological sources. So literary sources means whatever they have written by them, that is written records like novels, stories, poems, etc. Archaeological sources, that also whatever the inscriptions, ruins, buildings, they are all examples for archaeological sources. Again, our historians divided the literary sources into two types. One is known as written literature, another is known as oral literature. Under the written literature, whatever the important books, the important holy books, or the important your notebooks, and whatever stories, all well examples for written literature. Oral literature, the shlokas, the poems, all are the examples for oral literature. So like that, our historians divided our literary sources into two types. One is written literature, another is oral literature. So in our next class, we'll discuss about the informations regarding written literature. Today under History, Chapter 1, the name of the lesson is Sources. These are the important points that we have discussed under this lesson. Please remember these points. Regarding introduction, history is the study of the past events occurring before the invention of writing systems, and they are also considered as primary history. So, before the writings, whatever the important informations we have collected about the past events, that are called as prehistoric or prehistory. What is the meaning of the word history? Some of the historians says that history is the study of the past. But according to the Greek philosophers, they says that the word history is derived from the Greek word historia, which means inquiry. Inquiry about the knowledge whatever we have acquired for the sake of our investigation. So that is also the meaning of history. Nextly, we have discussed about sources. What are sources? And historians also says that there is no source, no history. Therefore, sources play a very important role. Sources are the collection of evidence or the proof. Historians study various sources to help them for reconstruction or put together an accurate picture of the past. For example, agricultural tools, whatever they have used in the earlier people, forts we see in our places, coins, inscriptions, arms, temples, and other religious buildings. These are all come under this example. Next point we have discussed the main source of history. One is written document, another is literary works. So whatever the materials which are used to write history, they are called as primary sources. Under the primary sources, again they are divided into two divisions, literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources means written records. Under the literary sources, again they are divided into two types. One, written literature. Second one, oral literature. So written literature, example, all our holy books, poems, novels, stories. Oral literature, whatever the important folk songs, then shlokas, all are examples for oral literature. So these are the important points you should remember in this lesson. Then in our next video, we'll discuss about written literature. Thank you, children.